All righty. So thank you guys again for coming to our weekly industry update. We're going to go ahead and jump right in since we already had our like 10 minutes of motivational time. You guys know to be TCPA compliant. What does that mean? That means do not call people on the do not call list. Okay. Because we are getting our hands slapped all the time by people who are reporting folks who call them and their numbers are on the do not call list. If you are getting numbers from Jorge or anybody in our system, those numbers are scrubbed and it will tell you that that number is on the do not call list. So then you call a different number. Okay. And if you have questions about that, just see me, call me. All right. So Los Angeles County, you guys know we do this update for the 4 major counties. Los Angeles County, we are looking at our for sale. So these are properties that are on the market right now. Currently, it is up over last month, 9.8%. So we've got more properties on the market than there were last month, up 9.8%. Overall, it is up 46.2%, which means we have 46.2% more inventory over last year, over the first 2 months of the year. Okay, 46.2%. And you guys know that these slides and my presentation is posted in the hub, our Facebook hub. So if you're not on there, put it in the chat. So I'll write it down and we'll make sure you get on our Facebook hub. So 46.2% more inventory. That's huge. And we're starting to see more and more come on the market. So that's going to be a recurring theme, I believe. Sold 30.9% more than there were last month and 0.7% more than there were last year. So more closings in Los Angeles County to the tune of 0.7%. So very nominal, right? A low amount, but definitely getting more closings. Pendants 33.1% more than there were last month and 2.7% more than there were last year. So pendants are properties going into escrow. There's more properties going into escrow to the tune of 2.7% more over last year. New listing inventory, 14.5% less than it was last month. However, 16.6% more than there were last year over these first 2 months of the year, which is great. We want to see more new listing inventory, right? More listings that weren't available last year now being available this year. So that's new listing inventory. Okay, so that's great. It's great to see more new listing. We need them because we need the inventory for the pent-up buyer demand. Okay, there's a lot of pent-up buyer demand. Buyers are still waiting on the fence because they're still looking at these interest rates and trying to figure out what the interest rates are going to do. And now, quite frankly, there's another factor that buyers are taking into consideration that we have to help them with. This is all a part of the education that we have to provide, but it's political, the political climate. Right? Because of our new president, and I'm not political. I'm not saying one way or the other. All I'm saying is because there's a bunch of changes being made in Washington, right? It's causing a lot of people to kind of say, what's going to happen, right? So it causes people to hesitate in jumping into the market. Okay, so those are things that impact us and things that we have to know about and be willing to talk about, especially with our clients who are sitting on the sidelines saying, oh, well, I want to see what happens with such and such, right? It was first the election. Now, the interest rates in the election, and now election is over. So now it's the interest rates, right? So we've got to be in educating them that, hey, there's all this inventory out there right now, which gives you a bunch of choices. And you're able to pick out your home, the home that you want, and we can refinance later. It goes back to what we've been telling them before. Buy the home, date the rate. Because you can refinance that rate, right? All right. Average active price has gone up 9.4% over last month and 6.7% lower over last year. So what does this mean? Our average active price. So our average active price, the price that the sellers are asking for on average in LA County is 6.7% less than it was last year. However, look at this. It is 13% higher. They're receiving what they're selling for. closing for is 13% higher than it was last year. Okay. So although they're asking 6.7% lower, they're receiving 13% higher. Okay. So we definitely need to be clear about that when we're talking with our clients as well, and be hyper local, hyper focused, because this number is a Los Angeles County. You guys know how many cities are in Los Angeles County? It's a lot. Okay. So you got to be telling your buyers and sellers about their specific part of Los Angeles County, not just the global Los Angeles County. You could put out a video on Los Angeles County, right, to just give the market statistics. That would be great. But when they call you and they say, Marina, I would like to know about my home, you got to narrow that down. Okay. So, and this number, LA County, they're happy, right? Receiving 13% higher appreciation than it was last year. That's a great number. Anytime we get into the double digits, that's above average appreciation. Normal appreciation is anywhere between 4 to 6% appreciation. Okay. So this is 13%. That's higher than, definitely higher than average. All right. All right. Months of inventory, 9.4% down. We were at 4.3 months of inventory last month. We're at 3.9 months of inventory currently. Overall, we're 50.7% higher than we were last year. So we were at 2.8 months of inventory last year. Look at this, guys. We're at 4.2 months of inventory. What does that mean? We are in the beginnings of a normal market. When you're at 4 months of inventory, that begins a normal market, which means demand and supply are coming into alignment. Okay? Because this means that if we stop selling homes altogether, it would take us 4.2 months to deplete all the inventory. This is your absorption rate. Okay? So what this is telling us is we are at the beginnings of that normal market, which is great. Okay, which is great. We want to be in a normal market where buyers aren't having to give up their firstborn in order to get a house, right? Competing against everybody. So now the sellers may have one offer or two offers that they're competing with, that the buyers are competing with, versus having 7 to 20. I've been up against as much as 60 offers, guys. I've been in competition with as much as 60 offers in a couple of years ago, and just recently been in competition with 7, and that was probably about 7 or 8 months ago, and now 1 or 2. So this is real. These numbers mean something. Okay. All right. Average days on market is up 7.5%. We were at 40 days on market last month. We're at 43 days on market currently. An increase of 16.2% over last year. So we were at 37 days on market last year. We're at 43. So if you see inventory go up, you should see days on market go up, days on market go up, right? If you see more inventory coming on the market, there's more to choose from, which means houses are going to sit a little bit longer, right? That's what that means. Sold versus original list price. So no change. Sellers were receiving 97% of their list price last month. They're receiving the same this month, and no change overall. Sellers last year were receiving 96% of their list price. They are currently still receiving 96% of their list price, which is great. So here's the thing. We influence that number. I say it all the time. If you are helping your sellers to create their list price, right? You're advising them on what they should list for, and they're listening to you. You can make you can create the sellers receiving 100% of their list price versus 96% because you price it right. Okay. If we're pricing it right, then we're helping our sellers to achieve that 100% of list price. Okay. All right, so that is it for LA County. And now we're going to go into Orange County, the OC. They're always just a little bit different, aren't they? All right, so for sale properties, 13% higher than it was last month. For sale properties that are active on the market. 61.2% higher than last year. Huge number. Why? Because Orange County has been the most scarce, has been the most inventory, how do I want to say it, has had the most scarcity of inventory over all the counties, right? So, and you're still going to see that they needed this big number to even bump up just a little bit. So you guys will see that later on in these numbers. So 61.2% higher than they were last year in terms of for sale inventory, which is great, or for sale properties, which is great. Solds are up 20% over last month and up 3.4% over last year. Okay. Currently, sold properties closings are down 1% over last year, same time frame in February. Okay. So same time frame in February, down 1%. But overall, we are still up 3.4% over last year. Sold closings. Pendants, properties that have gone into escrow, are up 21% over last month and up overall 4.3%, okay, over last year. So 3 of the 3 major sales trends in Orange County and LA County are in the green, which is a great sign, okay? All right. Did anybody have any question? If you did, always feel free to come off mute and just ask your question. It definitely want to have interaction if you need it, if you want to. All right, new listing inventory, we are down 17.1% over last month. However, we're up 6.4% over last year, and we need new listing inventory to keep rising, especially in Orange County, okay? So we're up 6.4% over last year. Now, if you look at this number, we're actually down 9.1% over last month. Over last year, same time frame in February. So we're just comparing the both of the Februarys, February 2024 to February 2025. And we are currently down 9.1% on new listings. Okay. So these are trends that we're going to continue to watch. Hopefully will continue to rise because we definitely need the inventory. Average active price has down 1.1% over last month in Orange County. However, and it's down 7.7% over last year. Okay. So sellers are asking for 7.7% lower than they did, less than they did last year. However, just like in LA County, let's look at what they're receiving. They're selling for 8.3% higher than they did last year. Okay. So they're asking for less, receiving higher. Okay. All right. Months of inventory. And actually 8.3, at least they're not in the double digits. If you guys had been with us last year before last, Orange County was receiving 20% higher than they did in previous years. Their appreciation had catapulted. Why? Because they didn't have any inventory. So buyers were they were in multiple offer situations left and right, and it was catapulting those prices up, right? And sellers started to see that. So then what did they do? They started pricing their properties higher and higher and higher, right? So that number had gotten really high over the past couple of years. Now, actually, Orange County, they acting like they got a little get right. So this actually acts like they got a little get right here at 8.3%. I'm encouraged. All right. So months of inventory, we are looking at 4.1% higher than it was last month. We had 2.4 months of inventory last month. We have 2.5 months of inventory currently. This is what I'm talking about. You guys see how in LA County, we're like at that threshold of 4 months. And here in Orange County, we're still in the 2 months of inventory, right? Overall, we're still looking at 2.7 months of inventory, up from 1.6 months of inventory last year. So this is just extremely low inventory at 1.6 months. This is also very low, 2.7, but it's better. 66.8% increase over last year. And yet and still, we are still in a seller's market in Orange County. Anything under 4 months is definitely a seller's market. Okay. 2.7 months of inventory is a severe seller's market. Okay. So that's why we need that inventory to keep coming on the market, because we want to see this go into that 4 months where we start to get into that normal market. Okay, but we've got a ways to go in Orange County. All right, and average days on market is down 10.3% over last month. We were at 39 days on market last month. We're at 35 days on market currently, and up 22.6% overall. So last year we were at 31 days on market, and currently we're at 38 days on market. Again, anytime you see more inventory come on the market, you normally see your days on market go up. Even though we went from 1.7 to 2.6 months of inventory, I mean, that's kind of a huge jump, right? It was a 66.8% jump, which is why you see 31 days on market go to 38 days on market. Okay. All right. Sold versus original list price, no change over last year. Last month, we were at 96% of list price. Sellers are receiving 96% of list price currently. And then our comparison of the years is 1% down. So last year we were at 97% of list price, and now sellers are receiving 96% of list price. And some of this could be that sellers are still trying to ask a lot more. And yet they're receiving a little bit less, right? So buyers are, because there's not as much competition, buyers are able to offer a little bit less, right? That could be some of that. So they're receiving 96% of list price. All right, so Riverside County, moving right along. Riverside County is for sale properties is 3.9% higher than it was last month. Okay, properties that are actually on the market, active inventory, 50.3% higher than it was last year. All righty, so that's, again, we're seeing big increases, big jumps in our for sale inventory. Sellers, have been waiting to sell because they've been sitting on their low interest rates, but life keeps lifing, right? It keeps going. So people lose their job, people have babies, people unfortunately pass away, people get divorced. All these things in life happen. People relocate because they got a better job. All these things happen in life. And so people have been, waiting to sell. And now at some point they got to go ahead and sell. They got to go ahead and make it happen. And they also realize these interest rates aren't going anywhere, right? 6%, 6.5%, 7%, that's the new norm. And we all know as professionals, historically, the interest rate sits between 6.5 and 7% historically over the last 20 years. So with that knowledge, and we've been trying to get that message out, now it's finally being heard just because they're seeing it for themselves, that it's not going anywhere, right? And barring another pandemic or some catastrophic event, we're not going to be back in those 2s and 3s ever. Okay, so all right, so for sale, we said up 50.3% over last year. Sold properties are up 12.9% over last month, and down 7.7% over last year, same time frame in February, down 7.7%, and down 3.1% overall. So closings have gone down 3.1% over last year so far. Okay, and we'll keep a close eye on that. Pendants are up 48.2% over last month, and up 12.5% over last year. So properties that have actually gone into escrow are up 12.5%. Let me make sure I answer any questions. Okay, got it. I will definitely add you to the hub. Who was that? Danila, I will definitely add you to the hub.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All righty. All right, and then, all right, let's go back. So new listings are up new listings are down 17.1% over last month. However, an increase of 9.7% over last year. All righty, so we do have new listing inventory coming on the market in Riverside County, which is great because just like all the other counties, it's definitely needed. Average active price has gone up 0.4%, so not very much, but a slight increase over last month. and gone down 5.7% over last year. So sellers are asking 5.7% less than they did last year. However, they're receiving 5.1% more than they did last year, which is actually very normal. So that's a normal amount of appreciation in Riverside County. And we see that as you go out into Riverside, San Bernardino County, you typically see more normal ranges of appreciation, right? So 5.1% more than they were selling for last year. Very normal amount. Months of inventory up 2.1% over last month. So we were at 4.7 months of inventory last month. We're at 4.8 months of inventory currently, a 59.8% increase than over last year. So we were at 3 months of inventory last year. Currently, we are at 4.8 months of inventory. So we are definitely moving into that normal market, right? In Riverside County, we're at 4.8 months of inventory. So if your sellers are looking to move out, you know, they're going to get more favorable terms when you go out into Riverside County and San Bernardino County. Why? Because there's more inventory out there. There's more to choose from, which means there's less competition. Okay. And house prices are selling for less than they automatically sell for less out there, but even the appreciation isn't moving as fast as in LA County and Orange County, right? All right, so average days on market, an increase of 8%. We were at 50 days on market last month. We're at 54 days on market currently, and a 13% increase overall because we were at 46 days on market last year. We're at 52 days on market currently. And I will say this, I know that this says 52 days. You think, oh my God, houses are staying on the market for almost 60 days, right? That's 2 months. I tell you guys this all the time. Don't let that number fool you. As good properties still go fast. Okay. So if you've got a client out in these areas and you looking at that days on market, no, you got to still have that sense of urgency and get your clients to that property fast. Okay. Because normally if you're first to negotiate. You're first for them to start negotiating and hopefully get under contract before the rest of the folks catch on. Okay. All right, sold versus original list price, 1% down over last month. We were at 90, sellers were receiving 96% of their list price last month. They're receiving 95% of their list price currently. And then a 1% decrease overall last year. Sellers were receiving 97% of their list price, and currently they're receiving 96% of their list price. All right, last county of the day, San Bernardino County. All right, so for sale properties are increased 5.1% over last month and 46.2% over last year. So definitely seeing, again, just like every other county, big jumps in the inventory. Okay, sellers are saying, nope, let me out of here. Let's get this done, right? So sold properties are up 1.5% over last month and down 5.3% over last year. Okay. Down 5.3% over last year. So closings right now in San Bernardino County have decreased 5%. Okay. And again, we're going to keep our eyes on this and see if this levels out as we go into the year. Because right now, what are we in February? We really don't start seeing our big increases until springtime, right? That's when we really start to see sales pick up. Right now, we're coming out of that holiday season, right? We're coming out of that New Year's. So this is when people typically are starting to think about, okay, let me start to sell because we've got the kids are still in school, especially if it's a bigger home, you've got families, kids are still in school and they don't want to move their kids until the summertime, right? So normally you start to see more sales coming on the market as we get closer to the summertime, okay? All right. So pendants, 20%, 20.7% increase over last month and a 3.2% decrease over last year. So properties that have gone into escrow have gone down 3.2% over last year. So 2 out of our 3 major sales trends in San Bernardino County have actually declined. Okay. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye out on that. All right. All right, new listing inventory has gone down 2.5% over last month. Excuse me. 0.9% down over last year, same time frame in February, just comparing the two Februaries, and an 8.7% increase over last year. Okay, so we are seeing more new listing inventory that wasn't there before that has been created. All right, average active price up 1.8% over last month and down 3% over last year. So sellers in San Bernardino County are asking 3% less than they did last year. However, look at that. They're receiving 9.4% more than they did last year. Okay, so San Bernardino County is actually seeing better appreciation than every other county except LA County. Okay, so a lot of growth happening in San Bernardino County. We have to keep an eye on that. A lot of growth. Months of inventory has increased by 13.4%. We were at 4.5 months of inventory last month. We're at 5.1 months of inventory currently. Overall, a 58.3% increase. We were at 3.1 months of inventory last year. We're at 4.9 months of inventory currently. So really, I mean, San Bernardino County and Riverside County, we have even surpassed that normal market threshold, which is 4 months. We're really getting into being in a normal market, like where we can settle in and say, yes, we have reached that normal market status, right? Yes. Go ahead.
When does it become, how many months will it be like a buyer's market if
good question.
Normal?
Good question. 4 to 6 months is a normal market. Anything beyond that, they say, is a buyer's market.
Copy. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. So 1 to 4, seller's market, right? 4 to 6, 4 to 7, you know, just depends on who you listen to be honest with you. But that's really your normal market. And then anything beyond 6 to 7 months is normally your buyer's market. Okay. And we will see that these numbers will start to make so much, the numbers tell all the data. The data tells the story. Okay. Because when you're looking at this and you're like, okay, 4.9 months of inventory, what's going to happen? You're going to see days on market go up, right? List to sales price may actually go down, right? Because sellers tend to always be behind the curve. They always want to sell high, even when the market is starting to go down. They always want to keep it up here. Okay. So, and then you'll see the list to sales price go down. So we'll start to see that story. But we are sitting at 4.9 months of inventory currently in San Bernardino County. Average days on market has gone down 3.8% over last month. We were at 52 days on market last month. We're at 50 days on market currently. However, it has gone up 13.6%. We were at 44 days on market last year. We're at 50 days on market currently. Okay. Sold versus original list price has gone down 1%. So we were at 97% of list price last month. We're at 96% of list price currently. And then no change over last year. We were at 97% of list price, and currently we're at 97% of list price. Sellers are receiving 97% of their list price, which is high. It's really good. And we, as the influencers of that number, can help our sellers achieve 100% of their list price. Just keep that in mind. All right, guys, that is it for our market update, but we do have upcoming events. Does anybody have any questions about the data before I move on? We good? All right. Our upcoming
I actually do have a question. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go right ahead, Danila.
I was just wondering, where do we retrieve this data from? Is there a space that we get it from as well? Or is it
actually, so you can, if you are a member of the Downey Association of Realtors, you can get this information from InfoSparks.
Okay.
That's one of our tools that we use. And then another tool is called RPR.
Okay.
And in InfoSparks and RPR, what it does is it allows you to drill in a lot more. I'm being global, right? Because I'm giving you guys county information, but you can drill into specific information regarding the neighborhood, zip code, city, right? You can get very specific.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome, of course. All right, so let's get to our upcoming events. So, today was our market update. Today is market coach, group coaching with Diana at 12 o'clock. Tomorrow is conversations in real play at 9 a.m. That's on Zoom. Group coaching here in-house. So be here in-house. And then tomorrow, you guys, we are doing our fix and flip class at 1 o'clock, and we're doing a site visit. Let me see if I have do I have it? No, I don't. Okay. I thought I had it. We're doing a site visit. So be on the lookout for the email. It's going to give you the actual address of where we're meeting, because this class is, he's using one of his properties as a case study. Pavan is using one of his properties as a case study. So basically you're going to go out and you're going to see it. Right now it's broken all down. It's down to the studs. So you're going to see it, and he's going to talk about the process. Okay. And I just think this is really good, especially for our new agents who have any interest at all in becoming investors or helping investors, right? You need to know how to speak their language. And you being able to see it from the ground up, this is a great opportunity. Okay. This is our second class. He did do an introductory class. I think we recorded it. So if you're interested, let me know. And this is tomorrow. Tomorrow, we also have our team meeting at 3 o'clock, and we are going to be we're going to be doing a family reunion panel so that you guys can hear some of the greatest ideas that we received from family reunion, or the takeaways that we received from family reunion. A family reunion was last week in Las Vegas for 4 days. It was amazing, you guys. That's where I was so pumped up. And I talked to you guys this morning. I'm still so pumped up. I'm so inspired. And so we're going to be doing a panel of those of us who were there, some of us who were there. Janet, please.
Yes, I was listening to some videos, some of the days you guys sent the information, and it was really good. I wanted to ask you, obviously I couldn't go because I have some other things to do that I couldn't cancel,
Yeah.
But I want to know, because I didn't hear the first day, it's possible to have something, the days that for the prior days to listen to?
Good question. I think that there are recordings. I will
Recording,
find
yeah.
out for you. Yeah, I will find out for you, because I believe that on our KW Connect, I know Gary's vision speech, I believe, is going to be up there. And if you guys don't know, Gary's vision speech is where he gives us the actual forecast for the year and tells us like the recap of 2024 and then the forecast for 2025. And he's very detailed. He goes over a lot of numbers. Probably,
Right.
but it's such good stuff. And it's all around us becoming the economist of choice for our own clients. And then there were other sessions, I know, Janet, that they did air. They did allow us, because we had the, what do you call it? The what do they call it? The watch party here in house. So I believe those sessions are going to be made available. So I will find out for you and let you know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're
Yes.
very welcome. My pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. So we have group coaching today, conversations in real play. For those of you guys, especially my newbies that want to do Ignite, remember, is our flagship new agent training. Take out your phones right now. And this West Coast, because this is 6:30 on Tuesdays, this is training that you guys can sign up for. So snap this QR code, register for it. Even if you register and don't attend, there's no cost to you. So, register for it. It's new agent training. It's going to take you through like win with buyers, win with sellers, setting up your business. It's a really great training. And there's about 12 sessions. So I believe what happens with this Ignite is that you go through it and then it just restarts. Okay. So definitely for my newbies, take your phones out and get into this. All right. And then we've got Tech Workshop with Martha on Wednesday. Before that, Tuesday, oh no, we have our team meeting, so nothing with Ed. We also have on Wednesday and Thursday, we have, do I have him here? Yep. We've got our broker hour with our broker on Wednesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. and that's all Zoom. On February 26th at 11, that's on Wednesday, right after Ed. So if you plan on attending media day, why don't you just come in and be here for the broker hour with Ed? We'll put it up on the screen. That way you aren't rushing to get here. And you could take notes, you know. But media day is $50 because we do get video for our social media. And he also talks to us about what am I saying? He also, I'm like all over the place. He actually talks to us about social media and how we can best do that, right? How we can best deliver social media and actually be seen, be heard, and really start to get our viewership up. So that's something that he talks to us about. He spends about 20 minutes like teaching us, and then we go out and we do photos and we do video. And it's so much fun, you guys. We have such a good time. So definitely you guys if you don't like to be like all in your jeans or whatever on social media day, come ready to be cute. Okay. Come ready to be handsome. All right. Is Chris on this call? Chris has gone home twice to go get dressed. Okay. Luckily he lives close. But he has gone home twice to get in his suit and tie so that he can look sharp on screen. And it's so funny, you guys. I posted my video last week or week before last. I'm gonna post my other one we got. And I got the most engagement on my video, and it was just a property tour. And I was just in front saying, hey, this is the property 123 Main Street. Come take a look. And I even text Gary, one of my colleagues was like, hey, I need to talk to you about social media because you're killing it. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. It was just so funny. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you really didn't see all my social media, but I was like, thank you, Gary, because you just made me crush it, right? So I'm telling you, the videos look top notch, okay? And it's really and we have such a good time together as well, encouraging one another, and because all of us feel self-conscious. I don't care. People think because I'm right in front of you guys right now doing this, that I'm not self-conscious. Trust, it's a daily struggle for me. But you do what you got to do. And so we encourage one another to just show up as our best selves and get in front of that camera, because we are all we're all amazing. So, and you will attract your tribe. And that's the other thing. You're not for everybody. Brandy's flavor is not for everybody. And I really had to just realize that. But you attract your tribe. Okay. So come out to media day. It's $50. You get videos and you get photos that you can use so that you can put that out on your social media. Basically, what he's trying to do is make us consistently post one time a week with a quality video, quality photos, one time a week. Okay. All right. And that's Wednesday in our office at 11. And then we talked about broker hour. Dial for Dollars with Victor is Thursday at 2:00. Victor Ambris was just honored on last week on Thursday. He is the #2 commercial realtor in the area, you guys. #2, like crushing it. So we're really, really blessed to have him in our office. He's so willing to teach, and he teaches on Thursday, every other Thursday. But Vic, I'm gonna tell you guys now, Victor ain't no joke. Victor is huge on accountability. And if you come in his class, you better do your homework. Because if you come back and don't do your homework, he's gonna tell you don't come back. That's just the way he is. He's like, if I'm giving you my time and clearly the man is busy, he's like, and I tell you what to do, you gotta do it. Now, of course, if something happens, but he's just big on that. He's like, I want you guys to do your homework, because talking about it and not being about it it's not going to get you anywhere. Right. Okay. All right. Let me see what else. Oh, coffee with a capper. This is awesome. So on Friday, Lee Rodriguez is going to be our coffee with a capper. She's a capper, meaning she makes 100% of her income because she has capped with Keller Williams. That's going to be this Friday at 11. We normally have treats or food and everything. Is going to be amazing. You guys need to come out for this because here's the thing. These are top producers. These are people who are where you want to be. And so this is somebody that you want to hear from. Annalie went to Dubai last year for like 5 or 6 months and still crushed it. She was in Dubai, y'all. And she went there because another realtor who knows how successful she is wanted her to come so that they could she could help them break into the Spanish market out there. And so she went out there kind of almost as a consultant, but also for her to learn and do international business. And so it was amazing. She'll talk about that experience. And you get to ask her whatever questions, like how did she start? She does great on social media. I mean, this is a great opportunity, you guys, for you to pick her brain. I'm going to be there. All right. So I definitely think that you should be there as well. That's this Friday. And then let me see if I have questions. Please add me to the, I got that one. I'm interested. Okay, good. FYI, Victor is awesome. So Kim says, FYI, Victor is awesome and his classes are great. And yes, homework is every week, but you learn so much. Love it. Thank you, Kim. And Kim was at family reunion. Kim, if you want to join us on the panel, I would love to have you. I know you're a little more shy. But you can help us from the audience if you don't want to be on the panel. I'm just
Hi, who, me? No, just kidding. Yeah, I'll help as much as I can. I have something to say.
Good. I know you do. You couldn't have gone without and not have something to say. It was awesome. So the One Thing podcast, you guys, couple of podcasts I want you guys to keep in mind. The One Thing podcast is awesome. It really is talking about your one thing, which is, our business, our lead generation, talking about your goals in last week's episode. The other podcast that I want you guys to keep in mind is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast. It's just amazing. Learning from millionaire real estate agents, how they do what they do at such a high level. It gives you great ideas, and they are ideas that you can implement. A lot of them, they tell you how to implement it in baby steps. So I would definitely, if you're listening, if you're driving, make that your make your driving time kind of your university time, right? Your education time. That's what I do. I have 2 things. I have my podcast and I have my Audible. And if I'm not listening to a book, I'm listening to my podcast. And that's what I do. My radio, people are like, you don't listen to the radio? No. 2 Chainz can't help me. They can't help me. So I'm not listening to them. No, I'm going to listen to my podcast. I'm and I don't just listen to business stuff. I listen to spiritual things. I listen to motivational stuff. I mean, because we need to feed ourselves, right? All right. So let's see. Yep. Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And the cool part is at family reunion, we got to hear from the millionaire real estate agents. They kept them on repeat, rotate. Oh, it was so bomb. I was just so excited because these people you've been listening to on the radio, now they're on stage and you're hearing them live. It was awesome. But there was so much to hear from. I think it was me and Kim or me and Martha were like, okay, well, we didn't heard them. Let's go to the next session. So we were going to the next session. So it was so much fun. Next year, it's in Atlanta, Georgia, one of my favorite places. So I'm definitely already making plans to be there next year. Atlanta, those people are just so nice. Everybody's nice. Everybody's so down to earth. I just love Atlanta. All right. So here's some news, industry news. Existing home sales stalled last month, but demand is lurking. So basically, we had a slowdown in home in closings last month overall. Now, remember, this is from a national level. So we had a slowdown in home sales last month, but there's so much demand, pent up demand. And because we're getting all this inventory, right? They're basically saying that we should see sales pick up like we talked about, as we get more into the spring and the summer, we should see sales pick up. But we did have a slowdown. And again, that was because of a lot of different reasons. We had interest rates actually went up. They did not go down. They had gone up last month. And now they were started to go down a little bit. Towards the end of the month, they started to go down. And so now we're seeing where hopefully things are leveling off. And we will be able to see more folks get back into the market, especially with the inventory that now they see they are having more choices, right? Okay. Here's one regarding like all of the stuff that's going on with our government and everything. So more turmoil at HUD, and as key departments face huge cuts. So you know that there are cuts being done, budgetary cuts being done in the government, and those directly affect FHA, affect HUD. And so those cuts are happening right now. And it's in an effort to slash federal spending. And so they're cutting staffing. And so we really have got to see how all that is going to shake out. This is one of the articles that I tried to print it out for you guys and put it into a PDF to post on the hub, because I really think you need to read this article, because it really does get into, and if I can go to my screen, let me see if I can. It gets into some details about, like, you know, what's being cut and all of that. And it is, we've got some deep cuts that are happening. All of the DEI departments have been cut in certain governmental legs, if you will, or departments. And so we've got a lot going on right now. Folks are losing their jobs. People are losing certain benefits, like down payment assistance programs and things like that may be impacted. And they're talking about all that in this article. Here's the thing. We need to be the ones to give the information, right? That's what we want to do. We want to be the ones to say, hey, I'm not sure if you heard, but here are some things that are happening in our government right now. You don't have to be political. I advise you not to be, because you want to work with everybody. Okay. So, you know, you could keep your opinions about it out of it. Just report the facts. Okay. So here's what's going on, and here's how it may affect us or may affect you. So home buyers, this is what you should be doing, right? Or home sellers, you might want to do this. That's how you're going to take this information, is you're just going to take it and extrapolate how this impacts home buyers or sellers. Right now, we really don't know, to be honest with you. We really don't know how it's going to impact us, okay? Because right now, there's just a lot of speculation as to what's going to be done, right? So we've got some wait and see going on. Listings on, now this is one I just threw in here because I think we all know this, but I love it when we get confirmation. Listings off the MLS cost sellers more than $1 billion, a study finds. Okay, so what does that mean? All these for sale by owners, they're leaving money on the table, leaving themselves not represented by an agent. They are leaving money on the table. Basically, they said since 2003 to 2004, sellers lost an average of $5,000 per home. In this article, they said as much as $30,000 was lost by not actually listing with an agent. They also found that agents were the ones that were pressing some sellers to stay off the market and take private listings, right? And that's because an agent might want to double in the listing, so they want to keep it off the market so that they can actually get the buyer. Okay. So that's what this was saying, that some sellers were being urged not to list their property on the MLS. But this right here tells you guys, and this is something right here, you could post and be like, did you know you could be leaving money on the table if you try to sell your property on your own, right? So that it's a real thing. We always say it to sellers and we say it to for sale by owners, but here's an article that backs you up. Okay. I think that is it for today, my friends. Thank you guys for your attention, for being here. I love it. Anybody got any other questions for me before we go?
My final question is Brandy.
Yes.
I was just wondering if there was probably no contract class happening this Tuesday with all the other events that are going on.
So no contracts class. Ed will be here at the team meeting and he normally gives us a little tidbit on at our team meeting, but we won't have one tomorrow, but we do have one Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
And you guys know, check that email that you get on Friday. Okay. Check the email that you get on Friday and the email that you get on a nightly basis, which has all our class rundown on it. There's now an email, there's now a YouTube page that has Ed's his recordings from old contracts classes. Okay. So what I would do is strategy for my newbies. Come in, if you guys don't have access already to the contracts, come into the office. We'll print the contracts out for you. You take them home and that way you follow along with him. And you're able to highlight, write your notes and all that good stuff, okay? Janice, I'm so
Randy,
sorry. What's going on, honey?
I question regarding the video that you say $50. I wanted to ask you, do they provide you with the property or no? Or is that something different? Because I know your video, I saw your video and it's really good for the one for the address, the location, everything. So do they provide you with that or is something different than what they're going to do?
No, so what we do is we pick the property. Like I literally called around and called until somebody said, yes, go film my property. And then that's the one we all go to.
Okay, so it sounds great. So we're gonna have access to the property.
Yes.
Okay, because I remember I went to the first time, didn't happen like that. That's why I was asking you.
So tomorrow though, I think I have to call him. Ooh, I better call him. Thank you for saying that. Tomorrow we were going to a place of interest. So actually I think tomorrow's supposed to be the property now that you say that, because we went to a noodle shop. We went to the noodle place here just recently opened. And we highlighted that as a place of interest. So 1 week you go to a place of interest, the next week or the week after you go to a property.
Okay, so tomorrow's for the property.
So tomorrow should be for the property actually.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Any other questions? Have a good one. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
See you. Thank you.
Thank
Randy.
you.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You're welcome.